In 1949, Mr. Hogan had a head-on collision in West Texas with a Greyhound bus that was in the wrong lane in a fog bank. And actually the only reason that Mr. Hogan lived was because he dove across his wife Valerie to save her life. He was destroyed physically in this accident and thought that perhaps at some time that he would never walk again. 16 months later, after a young golfer that was told that might not ever walk again, he wins the 1950 U.S. Open at Marion. In that light, we created the Ben Hogan Perseverance Award. This award recognizes 4 exceptional young boys and girls who, like Mr. Hogan, persevered a major life challenge. This award is both a scholarship for each of the winners as well as a grant to the school where they participate. A key in the Perseverance Award is our partnership that we have with Ben Hogan Sports Medicine, Texas Health, Balfour Beatty, the DJ Kelly Jr. Foundation, Frost Bank, and Hillwood Development. We wish to express our sincere appreciation to our corporate partners in this program.
When I was 4, I went to live with my granny after my mother had passed away. A few years later, my granny had a stroke. And growing up, I watched her get stronger mentally, emotionally, physically. About a year ago, we was playing basketball right here in this gym against Northside. And I stole the ball and I was going up for the layup. And as I was going up, I tore my ACL right there.
So Monty came in a couple days after surgery, was still kind of processing, I think, everything that was going on. We had a little bit of a tough time in the beginning, and then she had a little bit of a turning point about 2 or 3 months in for surgery. She became extremely motivated. It was neat. I've never seen kind of that flipping point in one of my kiddos before.
Before I tore my ACL, I was becoming a dominant person on the court, like the defense, getting better with my offense. And then after I tore my ACL, I went into depression. I saw my team struggle a lot, really did something to me, and I was like, it's time for me to step up and stop feeling sorry for myself.
So I nominated Imani for the Ben Hogan Perseverance Award. I loved the amount of personal growth that I saw through her. I loved how much she pushed herself and how motivated she was towards the end of her rehab. And I was so impressed with her consistency with her treatment based on transportation issues.
I knew my mother was looking down on me, watching over me. I know she didn't want me to feel sad, sorry, or down about myself, so that made me hustle, work harder a lot at home, in and out therapy. After I graduate from high school, I plan on going to college and studying social work and playing basketball. I want to study social work because I want to help kids that's been through a lot like me and tell them in the end it's going to be okay. Just got to have a strong mind.
I love football because I'm very competitive. It taught me a lot, how to be a better man, and I met new friends, new people that came into my life. 2 years ago, I was playing basketball with my cousins, and it was getting dark. We were walking home, and I was in a hit and run accident. I was knocked back very far, and I broke my femur bone and my shin bone and my skull in the back of my head.
As an athletic trainer, you don't see a whole lot of people come back from that, and so I was extremely worried from that aspect of impact on the team and impact with Darius himself.
It taught me that you can't take life for granted after that. After that, I lived day by day.
I nominated Darius for the Ben Hogan Perseverance Award because after an accident of that magnitude, the ability to not just be grateful for being alive, but to continue to press forward, to overcome every obstacle, to never give up, and to end up playing football again, that's pretty special.
Through the journey, I learned to grow patience. I learned sometimes it's good to slow down, take your time, so you can get better.
This guy just walks on campus with some crutches and big smile on his face every time every time that you see him. He's like, no quit, I'm not gonna stop, this isn't gonna hold me back, I made it this far. Never complaining, always wanting to push and push and push and push. And that's how he's here today.
I give all thanks to both of my parents. My mom slept in the chair for a whole summer just to watch me. If my mama can do this, and my family, they were very worried about me. If they can go through this, that means I can push through this. When I found out I won, I was just, no, I didn't win. But I'm very thankful that I won this award.
I've been doing gymnastics since I was 4, and I wanted to follow in my older sister's footsteps. When you're in the gym, you can be you and nothing else, and it's amazing. About a year ago, we were at Seattle Pacific, and we were at nationals. And during my competition routine, I was doing a pass on floor, and I landed and my knee just gave out.
She landed awkwardly. True Bria fashion, she stood up with a smile on her face and thought about continuing, but realized that she couldn't. And after evaluation, we found that she had torn her ACL completely. She had partial tears of her medial collateral ligament and her posterior cruciate ligament. She also had very significant damage to both meniscus pads.
I knew that I wanted to come back to gymnastics, but that meant a lot of hard days. I knew I was going to do whatever it took, and I just was wondering when it was going to start.
I nominated Bria for the Ben Hogan Perseverance Award because not only did she come back in relatively quick time from a traumatic knee injury, in 7th grade she persevered through a very significant traumatic spinal injury that probably could have ended her career.
The old injury helped I knew that the comeback was going to be. That was my push, that I had been through that, so I knew I could do this.
The word perseverance fits Bria Northrup because she is the embodiment of it.
I'd like to finish my degree here at TWU in health studies, and then I'd like to do nursing school. And as of right now, I'd like to do pediatric oncology. Whenever I think about it, it makes me, I want to do it. I just know it.
I've been playing softball since I was about 3 years old. It's a fast-paced game. When I play, I really don't think about the things that I'm going on outside of the field, and that's really what I like about it the most. 2 years ago, I was thrown from the side of a truck here in the school parking lot, and I woke up in the hospital, and they were listing out all the injuries that I had, which included a subdural hematoma, a basal skull fracture, pneumocephalus, and I had spinal fluid leak. Speech was messed up. It was bad.
I know how important softball is to Morgan. To be told that your playing days are over, that's just a devastating thing to have to any person. I mean, I don't care what sport you play.
I think all of us as a family got really close, and we also got a stronger bond with God as well. And we just continued and continued to pray. It was a miracle that I was able to walk.
I nominated her for this award because I feel she's truly a deserving person. You know, I've seen the story on Ben Hogan, and you know, not that this was all the same thing that happened to Ben Hogan, but it's the perseverance aspect, the not wanting to give up, the will to really just try and get out there and you know, kind of push the limits a little bit. And I feel that Morgan clearly shows that.
I snuck on the softball field and Coach Kidd asked if I could be there, and I said yes. And so she tossed me a ball and I hit it out the first pitch. And so she was like, yeah, you're playing. I graduated from Red Oak High School last year in 2017, and during season I got a scholarship to go play for Southwestern Assemblies of God University in Waxahachie. We're having a great season, and it's just awesome being able to play.
On behalf of the Ben Hogan Foundation and the Board of Directors, we want to congratulate Amani, Bria, Darius, and Morgan on being the recipients of this year's Ben Hogan Perseverance Award. We're very proud of each of you. Congratulations.